You need a home equity loan.
Yeah, you need it. Along to remodel the vacation home down there.
Right,
Yeah, no. But oh, Emile, it's been great. I've heard a lot of stories from everybody here, even from the wholesalers. They told me, yeah, they come into the Emil's office. It was always tough. He sit you down and tell them this is a A.G. Edwards office. All we do are stocks, bonds, and American fund mutual funds. So I think that was back in the day there, but it was A.G. Edwards day there. Yeah, yeah. Didn't know you were big on the rabbit ears either there. You were a little prankster. Saw a lot of pictures with that and heard about the parties at the lake house.
Yeah, I'm sorry you missed those.
I know, man. I want to hear some stories about those.
And the belly dancers.
And the belly dancer. That was probably the.
Carol, do you remember that one? I do.
Carol, know about that?
Diana was at 50.
And it was for, I think it was.
I said 40 at first, but I think it was 50.
No, I think it was 50.
It had to be 50. It was before
Had
I
to be
was here.
50. Yeah. Well, does anybody else have anything they want to say, or a little brief story or anything? Or?
Well, Mill, I would like to thank you. I was the last good person you hired.
There was one after you.
Oh, there was.
No, but sincerely, I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity back then.
And you know, good old Glenn Hollingsworth was the one that did it all. He was such a good guy, and he called me and he said, you know, you just got to hire this guy.
But I appreciate that. It's been a life-changing for me, for my family.
In a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways.
A lot of ways.
Well, when I was hired, I had a guy that picked up the phone and called Emile, and 10 years later, Frank Doggerel came in. The guy came in the office and dropped a promissory note on Emile's desk, and Emile had to fire Frank. So we found out the guy's a crook, and
didn't go to jail though, did he?
Didn't go to jail, but thanks for keeping me around anyway after that. So I appreciate it.
Oh goodness.
And us four ladies in here, you hired all of us, so, and we've been here forever, so we thank you for that.
That's what Patty just said. It seemed like forever.
I know. We were all very young babies.
And thanks for
we're all teenagers. That's right.
Thanks for putting in the good word with Doc.
Right. That's right.
How many years you
I started in '83.
Emile, I've only been here a short time, but I appreciate
really.
he saved one of my family members from losing 100%.
Well, what did I tell you about the oil back when you first got here?
I came into his office. I said, "Sir, I just don't know anything about options. One of my family members wants to buy some, optional oil." He said, told me how it works, and I just don't do it. Okay.
One down, man.
Appreciate it.
That is right. Yeah. Got one of them right. See.
Well, I just want to say, for me, it's been an absolute privilege and pleasure to work with you for 23 years. I remember when I came in for the interview, I had not even been working for a while, and you really didn't question that, but I called in advance to make sure how to pronounce your name, because I thought that would be terrible if I came in and couldn't pronounce his name. But, you helped me out when I was the receptionist. I would go and vent to you many times back when I headed out there by myself and I had all the lines. And then when there was the time when I was going to be taking over Diana's job, I was very intimidated and scared to do that. But Diana made it so easy for me to just jump right in and start working with him. And again, I was so nervous about doing my first dictation letter. I don't know if y'all realize, but he does some really big recommendation letters, and they've got columns and all this stuff and research, but it really was not that bad. But I have noticed from working right outside his window, he absolutely, his clients are his best friends. And the way he talks to them, they're just good, close friends. And I'm hoping that Bill and I can step into your big shoes and take care of them in the way they need to be taken care of.
That's great, yeah. Good. I was telling Diana and Linda today, I said, I think you were the first person I hired, Diana, I believe, yeah. And she had just gotten out of school. You went to business school, and then after that, and we were together pretty close to 30 years. And when she said she was retiring, Bill's brother, Chris, said, "Well, you'll be gone in no time. You can't live without Diana." The only reason I could do it is because Linda said they'd come good.
Only because she left the desk in impeccable order. She really did. I didn't have to call her for one thing. It was just amazing.
Great.
Great. Anybody else? Anybody?
Well, I never imagined that when I started and he was 65, I thought I was getting in just in the, in time for his twilight of his career. Never would imagine it would have lasted for 15 years. Certainly glad it did, even though it's really flown by. It's been wonderful.
That's great.
Of course, most of us thought this day would never come. We never thought you'd retire.
Yeah. I'm one of those, yeah. I would say thank you, too, for the last 15 years.
Oh,
You've been a
great.
good friend and a mentor. Thanks
you.
for your support and guidance. You're very insightful on the market for all the time, and always felt that I could come into your office and talk to you about anything and get advice and guidance from you.
That's mighty nice. A lot of people are saying, what are you going to do after you retire? And of course, one of the things I thoroughly enjoy doing is playing tennis. And and by the way, for you that don't know it, last October I turned 80. So one of my tennis buddies today sent me this. I want to read this to y'all. Tennis buddies at lunch. A foursome of tennis buddies, all in their 40s, discussed where they would meet for lunch. Finally, it was agreed that they would meet at Hooters because the waiters were good-looking, they had big breasts, and they wore short shorts. 10 years later, at 50, the tennis buddies once again discussed where they should meet for lunch. Finally, it was agreed that they would meet at Hooters because the food and service was good, they had many TVs to watch the games, and the beer selection was great. 10 years later, at 60, the foursome again discussed where they would meet for lunch. Finally, it agreed they would meet at Hooters because there was plenty of parking, they could dine in peace, and it was a good value for the money. 10 years later, at 70, they discussed where they would meet for lunch. Finally, it agreed they would meet at Hooters because the restaurant was wheelchair accessible and they had a toilet for the disabled. 10 years later, at 80, the friends discussed where they would go for lunch and found this discussed that they would go to Hooters because they had never been there before. That's good.
That is great.
Mr. B, I just want to thank you for giving me an opportunity for a career.
You've been such a help in me, and I tell you, your own too,
Well, thank
for sure.
you. You taught me how to run an office.
All right.
And I still remember all those things,
Before you
don't let
even
the
got
phone
the
ring
job,
when
I
it's
told
on.
Patty, I said, Patty, why don't you be mad? She said, I wouldn't want that job.
No way. And I think everybody in here has heard the story about me kissing your hand right after you hired me. So,
We had a boat
I haven't heard that.
We had a boat trip that I took down the Mississippi River, and we had dinner and everything on it. And so Patty was at the end of the boat, and I walked up to her, and I put my hand on the back of her neck, and she grabbed it and closed her and I kissed it. And she looked around, and she said, oh my God! I thought you were my husband.
Who knew? So that's been a joke for years, but anyway, and I had just started. I was mortified. I figured I wouldn't get past that boat ride. So.
I didn't wash it for a week.
Anyway, it's been a pleasure working with you, and I thank you for everything, all the opportunities. All right.
Yeah. Well, we did have a card for you.
Oh, thank you.
And a little gift of appreciation. I guess a couple of things here.
Two little gifts.
Two little gifts to share with you. Hopefully,
That's the kind of gifts I could use.
you and Carol, that's right.
They won't last very long.
They won't last very long. This really makes me, I really do hate I missed all those parties back in the day.
Yeah, that's right.
The Hollywood party was the best.
The what party?
The Hollywood.
The Hollywood party, I heard about that one. You had a packed cooler on the bus ride down there?
That's right.
That was before your time.
Wish we could do that, we're gonna pull it out there.
You didn't go to any of them, huh?
But you and your own time.
Well, I went just,
You
Very nice. Thank you.
That's right.
That's right.
Don't drink that for about 5 years, it won't be ready.
No, you can drink that tonight with a good piece of meat.
Well, thank all y'all very much. It's really been a pleasure, and just looking forward to the next adventure in life.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yay.